Let us understand these rules, junction rule and loop rule, or as I have said, this is voltage rule and this is current rule. So let us understand what are these rules with the help of this circuit. This is current rule, this is voltage rule. So this was the circuit. So initially what we did, we marked these resistors with some current. So this with current I1 going into, this with current I2 going into, this with current I2 going into. So we mark them. So once they are marked, let us understand what does this figure say. So at the junction A, so this is junction A, the current leaving is, so if you see that current I1 and current I2 are leaving this junction and current I3 is entering this junction. So it is entering, it is leaving. So this is very similar to case of one pipe. So if there is one pipe, this is inlet of the pipe and these are two outlets. So definitely the water entering in the pipe must be equal to water exiting from the pipe. So from that rule, I3 is equal to I1 plus I2, because now read it again. At any junction, let it be A, the sum of current entering the junction. So what is the entering current? I3 is equal to sum of currents leaving the junction. So sum of the currents leaving the junction is I1 plus I2. This is the junction rule. So we have proved this junction rule with the help of a water pipe. If there is a water pipe like this and this water pipe, instead of having one outlet, this has two outlets. So this is outlet 1, this is outlet 2, this is inlet of the pipe. So what we get, that this is inlet I, this is outlet 1, this is outlet 2. So I is equal to O1 plus O2. So the water coming out must be equal to water going in. Same thing, current going in must be equal to current coming out. So this is the first or junction rule or current rule. Now let us see further. Let us further examine this circuit. So I3 is equal to I1 plus I2 at point H. When we see this point H, so here is point H. Current entering is I1. You can see that current here is I1. Current entering is I1. There is only current, only one current leaving H1 because there is no other loop line. So there is only one current, that is I1. Okay, so and by junction rule that will also be I1. So current leaving this junction point is again I1. Why? Because here current entering was I1 and current leaving must be I1 as well. So current entering was I1, so current leaving will also be I1. So current at this junction point is I1. There is only one current leaving H and by junction rule that will also be I1. For the loops A, H, D, B, C, A. So let us see this junction. Where is this junction? So this is A, B, C, D, H and again back to A. So this is the loop. This is the loop. This is our loop. A, B, C, D, H and A. So for this loop A, H, D, C, B, A, either you take this side or you take this side, this one, this loop. Okay. So A, H, D, C, B, A. So in this loop, and second loop is A, H, D, E, F, G, A. So there are two loops, this smaller loop and this bigger loop. This bigger loop is A, H, D, E, F, G, A. So there are two loops, this smaller loop and this bigger loop. So for the loops this and this, the loop rules gives second rule. What does this give? Minus 30i. So let us take this smaller loop first. Let us take this smaller loop first. What does this give? So current leaving this junction is minus 30i 30 ohm, because we always solve like this. V is equal to IR. So current is I is equal to I1 and R is the resistance is 30 ohm. So what we write, leaving this thing minus 30i. So minus 30i, again it goes like this, and then what will happen after that? 440 plus 1 into I3. So what do we do? This, see here, what is the current? I1 minus I1 into 30. So minus 30 I1, again we leave it here. Then what we get? We get a cell. So what is the potential of this cell? Negative to positive. So that means potential is increasing. That means 45. So 45, again this does not have any resistance. Also it is voltage. So V is equal to simply IR. So we simply write V directly and any current with the multiplication of the resistance. Current with the multiplication of resistance and voltage directly. So what do we get? Minus 30 I1. Then potential is increasing, negative to positive. So positive potential is increasing. Now what do we see after this? Here current is I3. So minus I3, 1 I3. Let me write 1 I3 and again minus 40 I3. So from this rule, what is the loop rule? The algebraic sum of changes in potential around any closed loop involving resistors and cell. So what are the resistors? This and this. And see, this is a closed loop. This loop is closed loop. So in any closed loop, the algebraic sum of changes in potential around any closed loop involving resistors and cells is 0. So that means it must be equal to 0. So in this loop we have got one equation. It will be more clarified with the when we understand the second loop. So this is for the first loop. So for first loop what we get? Minus 30 I1 plus 45, and this 40 and 1 41 minus 41 I3 is equal to 0. This is the first equation. Minus 30 I1 minus 41 I3 plus 45, they have taken 45 this side, is equal to 0. Now let us take this bigger loop. So what do we see in this bigger loop? So in this bigger loop, let us start again from point A. 30 I1 minus 30 I1. Okay, then current goes into this. So what do we see? 20 minus 20 I2, because current here is I2 in this current is I2, but current direction is in opposite. So let us put a positive. Current here is I2. So we started here, current was minus 30 I1. Then we come at this point and current in this was I2, but there is a reverse direction. So minus 20 I2 and there is a positive because current direction is reverse. Then we get at this point, So this is minus, again current is I2, but direction of the current is opposite. We are going in this direction, current is going in this direction. So positive. And here if we see what is the potential is decreasing. That means minus 80 is equal to 0. So second equation is minus 30I1 plus 20 plus 1 20I2 minus 30I1 plus 21I2 minus 80 is equal to 0. So we have used both the rules and got these two equations, this and this. Just by solving these equations we can evaluate the value of I1 and I2.